Hello everybody, it's Kyra from BodyCandy. On today's episode of The Tea, we'll be speaking about how to stretch your septum. Before we get into that, remember to like, comment and subscribe to BodyCandy. Make sure you see every single one of these videos. You never know which one might help you out the most. We all know that you can stretch your earlobes. Stretching a piercing is not just for your lobes. You can actually stretch almost any piercing. One of the most commonly stretched piercings that is not an earlobe is this septum. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to do that and how to do it safely. What exactly you're stretching when you do it. So, let's go. What is the difference between earlobes and septum? Earlobes are often viewed as a relatively painless piercing because there's no cartilage in there. Septums are also generally viewed as lower on the pain scale for piercing, however there actually is cartilage in there. Piercers talk about the sweet spot in your septum. This is a little piece of tissue called alar cartilage. It's not rigid like the cartilage you'd find in your helix or tragus piercing. Instead it has a softer, squidgier consistency that makes it a lot easier to pierce. Also generally doesn't make that crunchy noise that other cartilage piercings make. It doesn't require as much pressure for the needle to go through. That's also what is getting stretched. So how is stretching cartilage any different? Stretching cartilage of any kind is a different experience to stretching flesh. It's not necessarily painful, but it can be really uncomfortable, especially when you start to hit the larger gauges. You want to do this slowly, whereas ears should never be stretched more than 1 millimeter at a time. Many people stretch their septums 0.5 millimeter at a time. It makes the process easier and a lot more comfortable. You can stretch your septum with a few different jewellery styles, including captive rings, horseshoes, hinge segment rings or pinchers. You can actually also use the same plugs that you use for your ears. If you use pinchers, remember that they come in both notched and smooth designs. Smooth pinchers are held in place with O-rings and the notched ones have a little divot that holds them in place. However, the diameter of a divot is slightly smaller, so you may have a few issues trying to remove those. Be aware of that before stretching with them. Use a biocompatible oil like jojoba, sweet almond, or emu oil. That'll lubricate your septum and the jewellery really well before stretching. You'll want to wait at least 6 months in between stretches, and please do not rush the process. Make sure to listen to your body and give it as much time as it needs. And also, just because it's been 6 months doesn't necessarily mean it's ready to stretch up yet either. So why do people actually stretch their septums? Some prefer the jewellery options at larger gauges. Some people simply prefer the aesthetic of a thicker jewellery in their piercing. Some people enjoy the eye-catching look that comes with it. Some consider a larger gauge septum piercing to be a badge of honour within piercings. Some people stretch the piercings for various reasons and they're unique to each person. For example, myself, mine is stretched up 2 sizes to, I think it's a 14 gauge, I might be wrong. I did that because of the aesthetic of it, like a thicker hoop in my nose. Personally, I wouldn't go any bigger, but each to their own. Individuality and the personal expression that comes with body modification is so much fun. So if you're looking for an added touch of personal style, or you just want to be able to stack jewellery in your septum, stretching it may be the way to go. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested in stretching your septum, or you have already, let us know in the comments. We're really interested. Remember, please make sure to do this safely, and we will see you on the next video. Bye bye.